What's your take on Hearn having Canelo fight Bivol? I think Eddie Hearn is a great promoter. I think Eddie Hearn is a pretty dumb matchmaker. I think he is great at talking up a big fight, but when it comes to, matchmaking, a lot of his guys get upset. We go back to Joshua Ruiz. He could have fought an easy fight in his first fight in the Garden. Nobody would have cared. He could have fought Trevor Bryan. He could have fought, a guy that nobody ever heard of. And who's going to care? It's not like people were familiar with Andy Ruiz before that fight. So, what's the what was the point of that? He took a big risk, a smaller guy with fast hands. He didn't think it was a big risk, but that's because Eddie Hearn does not know the technical side of boxing, where you have a guy like Oscar De La Hoya. He was a fighter. He knows matchups, and I guess Arum, for whatever reason, they got great matchmakers over there at Top Rank. So I think Eddie Hearn's a great promoter, but he's a bad matchmaker. And that's the situation like that, where you have Canelo fighting Bivol, where it's like, you already became champion at 175 pounds. What are you doing? Yeah, Eddie Hearn is a casual. Yeah, thank you. Because what exactly are you doing making a fight with Bivol? Like, if he beat Bivol, nobody was going to give him credit because everyone would say, oh, he's another Euro bum. He's another Rocky Fielding or Callum Smith or Billy Joe Saunders. That's what they were saying before the fight. And if he loses, everyone makes fun of him. And he lost to a great light heavyweight, at a higher weight classes. So it's just a great it was just, when they say low risk, high reward, that was high risk, low reward. That was a terrible move. Hearn, that was very stupid to fight Canelo and to have Canelo fight Bivol. There was no point in that. There was no purpose in doing those things. I don't understand it. And his fighter Josh Kelly got upset. I think that was him. Got upset by David Evanesian. He just does a lot of stupid stuff. Teofimo Lopez and Kambosos, that's not really his fault. But a lot of these fights where like his guys get upset on the way up, and I'm like, what was he thinking in a lot of these situations? But it's good for boxing because poor matchmaking leads to upsets and exciting fights, and there should be more Eddie Hearns like that in boxing. But Hearn's a phenomenal promoter. He talks a big game. He has people believe in Joshua. He had people believe in Joshua was going to be the best heavyweight of all time. He had people, saying that Dylan White's an elite heavyweight. He had people saying that Canelo could potentially move up and beat Usyk at cruiserweight. Like, he plays with people's imagination better than anybody. And that you got to give him a lot of credit for that. But, I mean, at the end of the day, Hearn's doing a great job at promoting, but he's not a great, matchmaker.